I had that squeaky high little kid's voice. I was not Lolita. I was not. I was sweet, and yet he said that I looked mature, but I was still very much a little kid. And he said he didn't want a provocative, not like a girl cognizant of her sexuality. And that was definitely me. I'm still working on that. And that was it. And then we got the call. And basically my mom said, look, we get to go do a movie in the summer in New Orleans for 4 months. Do you want to do it? And I wanted to do it, sure. And it was such a beautiful experience. The set was so beautiful. And what was so interesting about, like, even just that scene, I was like that little girl, whereas Violet, I was not dissimilar to that character, and she was. That's all she knew. She knew that this is what these men did. It sort of breaks my heart hearing that clip because it's sweet. There's this, she just wants to be taken away and taken care of and loved. And in her world, that's what that was. And that's the way she grew up. And, it was so fascinating because I had never kissed anybody before. And obviously.
Except your mom.
Except for my mom. Yeah. Well, more my mom, I've kissed all the time. And I had to have this kiss with Keith Carradine. And I think he was tortured. He must have been just tortured by it because he's, in his 30s and I'm 11. And he's thinking, oh, God, I don't want to scar this kid. And I looked like I was sucking on a lemon. I just kept scrunching up my face. And the director kept getting mad at me. And he'd say, would you please relax your face? Just relax your face. Stop looking like you're sucking on a lemon. And I was like, I don't know how to relax my face. I've never done this before. I don't know what this is. And so Keith took me aside and he said, hey, come here. Got something to tell you. And I said, what? He said, you know that this doesn't count, right? And I said, oh, it doesn't. And he goes, no. He said, the first? He said, that's a totally separate thing. He's like, this totally doesn't count.
What a wonderful thing to say.
I mean, was that not just the most beautiful thing to say? And that's who he was. And that is what was the pervasive feeling for me during that experience. I never once felt taken advantage of or victimized. All of that came after in the press. Because the actual beauty of that film, Sven Nykvist was an epic cinematographer, and Louis Malle was an artist. And I mean, I ended up going on to write my thesis about him. And we were a part of something that even I knew was special and artistic.
Were you able to unscrunch your face?
I was, because I was no longer feeling like I was missing my chance